Hello. You're tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's first topic, I'm worried about the Baltimore Ravens' weapons. Look, I touched on this in one of the previous videos. And I was sitting back, reading up all of the tweets that Jeff Zrebiec put out for us to read. You know, because there's no video of the defensive masterclass that was being placed all over the Ravens offense. And then I went and I started to say, let me go search up what some of these other teams are doing, right? And I read up stuff about Justin Jefferson. I read up stuff about, Tyreek. I read about stuff about Amon-Ra St. Brown. Just skimming. You know what I'm saying? And even backups were having big plays to these targets. Now, I want to make sure I'm clear what I'm saying. Everybody is saying, well, the Ravens offense is doing so bad because, for one, Lamar is not fully out there and because they're going up against the best defense. Wasn't it Marlon Humphrey that was the person that came out and said he was happy when we got OBJ because now the practices will be more competitive? I'm making the argument is maybe it's not just because we have a great defense. Maybe these guys are not getting separation. Look, I'm going to make one thing clear because I keep trying to tell everybody and they're not listening. You're not opening your ears. And this is why, once again, I get mad at, EDC and the way that he views this team and stuff like that. We need to have offensive pieces on the outside that can make separation consistently against anybody. Y'all understand that? Do you know how good it is to have a wide receiver on the outside that's open in your first window? That you can go hike and you're looking to him and 2 steps, he's open. Or he's already creating separation. So now you can be like, okay, I can go over the cornerback's head. Or, this is going to be a nice little dig route. All right, curl. You know what I'm saying? They said the defenders are sticking to the wide receivers like flies on manure. Like white on rice. Like pepper, pan Jamaican food. And watching one or two of those little clips of the defense absolutely sticking to Mark Andrews, sticking to Aguilar, sticking to Bateman. Only person I didn't see no video of is Zay, right? It bothers me because I sit there and say, if Lamar is not forcing the defense to play these creative, styles of defense, like they play Lamar very creative. They don't play Lamar like anybody else in the league. And it allows the receivers to get a little more open than usual, just like the O-line, right? They don't have to be totally great, right? Because guys level off. Because if you run past Lamar, he could just hit it and go for 40, 50 yards. They don't look as good. They're saying Odafe Owe is dominating. Now, that should be something like, oh, yeah, yeah. But then the context is that we have a lot of guys out there that they don't know where to put them. They don't know if they guard. They don't know if they tackle. They don't know if they on the left. They don't know if they on the right. They switching dudes off like they doing the Macarena. Hey, Macarena. Ice! And I'm sitting there like, bro. So he's getting off against guys that we don't even know where we're going to put him. Is that a great thing? Say, oh, he's just playing great. Or is it, no, your O-line's just trash. These are the things I'm worried about. The only two weapons right now that I have no questions about, none, is Isaiah Likely and Zay Flowers. That's it. Because once again, Likely is a one-on-one beater. You get the ball into his hands quick and let him go make a play. That's what he does. That's his specialty. That's where he shines. He can do other things, but that's where he shines. Figure out a way to get the ball in his hands like a Debo, and let's let him go. I'm just wondering sometimes, if we could see Lamar in an offense where he could just be free. I want y'all to close your eyes and imagine this. Imagine a Ravens offense, right? Where you have Lamar Jackson, you have Isaiah Likely, you have Derrick Henry, you have Zay Flowers. I don't remember if I said Lamar, but whatever, if you have Lamar. And on the outside, you have a player that you have to have safety coverage on. How many creative looks could they really give Lamar at that point? How hard would it be for them to disguise what they're in if they have to roll coverage? This is the dissemination of football, guys. I'm letting you know how this works. Josh Allen can't read anything. But what it allowed him to do was say, okay, Steph is over here. Let's move him around. Okay. They're in. All right. We're in man. Where's the safety at? Okay. Safety rolling. Okay, that's where he's at. Those two guys are staying. If he doesn't stay, he's coming down. That means Diggs one-on-one. It's such an easy 1-2 that it's like, okay, hike. Where's that safety? Oh, he came down? Diggs. That's why Diggs had so many targets. Because that was the read. They were trying to be, all right, safety, you got to try to make it seem like you're going to be over there, not be over there. But if you can move around as a quarterback on top of it, hey! Now it's like, all right, we can't do that no more. He's already beat us for 2 touchdowns. Keep that safety over him. Now it's, now reading what's on the other side of the field is easy. Easy. Because what can you do? Think about this, guys. Think about it. When you're playing Lamar Jackson, you're already playing 11-on-11 football. Why? Because it's a hat on a hat. Because Lamar can take the ball and go. Usually the quarterback is not a part of the offensive play outside of delivering the ball to where it needs to go to. You understand? He's not blocking. He's not catching stuff like he's not running. You understand where I'm coming from? So it gives the defense the +1 against an average or normal or typical NFL offense. You understand where I'm coming from? A 10-1, 10-11, meaning the defense has 11 people that they can do whatever they want with, and the offense is using 10. And that one person is trying to figure out which hole they can exploit to get that ball in. Now, imagine being 11-on-11, being now the offense is like we have another offensive piece because that person can take off and run. And on top of it, you have to take away that extra person, right? Another extra person and roll him over to the side where that dominating receiver is. So now it's 11-on-10 numbers going to the offense. Now it's not even hat on hat. We got the numbers. Imagine what an offense like that with Lamar Jackson would look like. Just imagine. I'll tell you what it would look like. Jesus, open the gates. It would be great. It would be magical. It would be blessed. What would you be able to do? What would you be able to do? What would you do for a wide receiver? And that's where my frustration comes in. That's where it comes in. That's where it's levied. Why do you think it's so easy to scheme or be in a certain offense like how Miami and stuff is. Because Tyreek, he forces so many eyes to be on him. The other guys just run open. Same thing with Kyle Shanahan. I want to remind y'all, for every single one of you that say it's impossible, I want to remind, look how many people the Eagles and the 49ers have paid. The Eagles have paid their quarterback, 2 wide receivers, a tight end, both their linemen, and a running back. They paid them all. Please explain to me how they were able to do that. Explain. If you think Jalen Hurts was magical with 2 top-end wide receivers, imagine what Lamar would be with a true top receiver on the outside. Now you take that receiver and what you have on the other side. Now you have a Zay, who in space is absolutely killer. You have Isaiah Likely, who in space is absolutely killer. You have Derrick Henry, who you have to bring people down in the box to stop. And you have Lamar Jackson. Literally, that's all you would need. Everybody else is just cake. It's cream. It's icing. That's where my mindset is at. That's why the stuff like this frustrates me. Like some Ravens fans like, oh, our defense is great. Or maybe it's just our offense is so Lamar driven that without him, it does not work. That was the problem with Peyton Manning. Well, not so much Peyton Manning, but a lot with Peyton Manning because they put so much on his plate to just be great. Even though he had wide receivers and stuff like that, he's not Lamar. So what they started to do is beat up all his wide receivers and then say, go pin your ears back and clap it. Pause. That was the formula versus Peyton Manning. If anybody want to know what the Patriots did, they said, stick them at the line, push them, grab them, bite them. They can't call pass interference all game. And hit Peyton and keep hitting Peyton. That was I want to remind someone on the last thing too, before I close out this episode, right, is that people act like losing is not normal for great players. Go look at the percentages of Super Bowls that Tom Brady won. Him and Patrick are probably the highest of all time. It's not even close, probably. Because Patrick right now is at like 50%. He's been in the league, 6-7 years, and he got 3. But that's how Brady started off. And Brady went years, went on a drought, not winning another Super Bowl for like 8-9 years. You can start off hot. You know what reminds me of like Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson came in his rookie season and got an NBA championship, and he was Finals MVP, right? But the greatest of all time took him 7 years to break through. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. It took him 7 years to break through. And once he broke through, it was cookies. Because it was trying to figure out how to surround him with the right talent, right? And it still allows him to be him and giving him the proper coaching staff that still allowed him to be him. Because there was a time when his stats were literally through the roof. 35 points a game, 37.1 points a game. That coach, they got to the conference championships. But they couldn't get past that hump. They switched coaches, added 1 or 2 more players, and it was history. I want to remind people at that time they did not think Michael Jordan could win. They said he was all flash. Oh, he's great, but he doesn't make anybody else better. We know what he is when it comes to the playoffs. He's a loser. Yeah. Go read up old clippings. Go. You have Google. Go look it up. That's what these media heads were saying in these newspapers. He's not a champion. He can't win. He doesn't have what Bird or Magic has. That's what they were saying. Who does that sound like to you? Who? Who? You get it? The race is not for the swift, but for the strong. I believe that the Ravens are going to win. But they got to make certain changes. And they got to alleviate some of the burden on Lamar. Now, that's part of the reason why I believe they got Derrick Henry, because the play action with him should be absolutely devastating. Because with him and 2 tight end sets, holy crap. And I think that's going to be their heavy. Bateman, Zay. Isaiah, Mark. Lamar, Derrick. And let them cook. But I'm not happy to see that this offense, none of these offensive pieces are doing anything versus defense. That bothers me. That really bothers me. But what do you guys think? Am I tripping? Am I looking too much into this like you always guys say, nitro, la. I'm just saying, if you're one of those people that be like, I'm tripping, keep that same energy during the regular season if they start messing up and stuff like that. Because I'm one of those people that say, hey, I said this at the beginning. I was worried about it. I said, don't worry about it, Nitro. Don't worry about it. You're always worried about something that you got to stop worrying. You always take everything so serious. Oh. But, hey, like I said, let me know what you think down in the comment section, all right? Or do you believe, hey, we got to make some changes. We got to make them now. But as always, that's the episode of The Wunderkind Show. Thank you for watching. Y'all know how we get down. We have fun and we laugh. But everything we talk about rooted in what? Facts and truth. Please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. You know, I love the comments. If you have not done so already, check out The Wunderkind Show's Patreon. Yes, 3 tiers of content goodness waiting for your consumption. Give it a look, give it a try. Let me know what you think. And if you'd like to donate to the channel, help out with equipment and such stuff like that, bottom of the screen, QR code. QR codes to a Cash App. Cash App is located in the description of every video that we do. Name of it is $, The Wunderkind Show. Super easy. But once again, it's The Wunderkind Show. This is your host, Victor, signing off. And as always, you know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Huh? Yeah.
Finish him, Daddy.